All right. So, can renewable energy replace or be a viable alternative? All right. So, let's see. Let's take a look here. So, we are projected global energy demand by 2030 or in 2030 is about 17 trillion watts. Okay, now that is a lot, but if you look at any of these renewable sources, okay, so that's not even considering the total availability. Right? And the idea here is just how much physically the potential energy is there. But let's say that if we just simply look at the availability in the likely developable locations, right? Then any one of the so let's say if we just look at wind or even just solar, right? It seems like there is plenty of energy that we can use to meet the demand here. Okay, there's a lot of potential here, and this so at first glance, right, these numbers and these kind of studies gives us a lot of hope. Okay, now so let's take a look here. What kind of infrastructure will we need? Right, now these infrastructures are they're very large numbers, but again, from a global perspective, right, they're not very high. They're not very high at all. Right? And it's estimated that we only required about 2% of the global land area to meet to build all the infrastructure and to meet the energy demand by 2030. Okay, so so this seems very promising, right? We have clearly we can there's enough energy that's there. The you know Can easily meet energy demand with either just wind or solar. Okay, so what's the holdup? What's the barrier, right? Why haven't we used renewable to replace fossil fuel yet? Okay, so let's do a case study now. If you look at if you look at the past 15 years, and if you want to just find the country that have invested the most in renewable energy and is the leader in renewable energy, right, is Germany. So if you look at the top wind turbine companies. Those are all German companies, the leading solar panel companies, all the technology that's behind it. They're all German. They're all from Germany. So they have invested billions of dollars into renewable technology, and so they have the technological know-how. Furthermore, they have the political backing. Right? So in Germany, they have what's essentially a green bank. Right? So these are financial institutions that set up to fund to provide preferential credit and loans to renewable energy projects. Okay, so so they have the political backing. They have the technological know-how. They're the most arguably the most advanced in the world when it comes to renewable energy. Okay, so now let's see how well they've done. Okay, so if you look at renewable energy generation, we can see that around the late 90s, there's a tremendous progress, right, in wind, solar, and other renewable that's jumped up. Okay, so this all looks very good, right? But here's the problem, right? So if you look at just renewable generation, and by the way, this is generation, so we're not even talking about capacity, right? We're talking about the actual power generated. This is a tremendous increase, but we saw this a little bit earlier. However, if you look at total energy supply by source, and this is focused here, this is just Germany. Right? We see that yes, in so this tiny yellow sliver here, that is renewable energy, and from 1990s, so there has been increase, but from the overall picture, the big picture of what is actually supplying Germany's economy with energy, it is not renewable. And if you compare to all the other fuel sources, it's barely making a dent. Okay, so this is a major red flag. This is a major issue because if German again, right? If Germany, with all the technological know-how and the political backing and the financial backing, is only able to accomplish this over almost 20 years of effort, right? Then what does that say about the future, right? Especially with these large developing countries, is renewable a reliable alternative for them. Now, the question is, why is it so difficult? What is the barrier to the renewable energy transition? Okay, so if you think about this, we first have to think about how much does it really cost to generate electricity.